are. It's the 8th of October. I was just about to climb a tree, actually. Now listen, Susan, that's going to take your eye out.
Well, I'm going to sort of hack it out of the way.
Now, we're hacking what?
We're hacking a Pyracantha.
Now, how did you know where to cut that?
Because I just cut back to where there's another shoot coming out.
Okay, okay. And you did it at a slant?
I cut it at a slant with the away from where the shoot is coming out.
Yeah, I'm intrigued. You've such sharp
yes, this
scissors.
is a fairly good secateurs, this one.
Yeah. Secateurs, yeah. Sorry, call it
so
scissors.
Anyway, we're looking at a Pyracantha. Well, in fact, we're looking at two Pyracanthas.
Yeah.
One's got red berries and one's got orange
that's
berries.
actually lovely, isn't it?
There are varying, there's several different varieties, both red, yellow and orange berried ones, and some have bigger berries than others.
Now, does that berry come out all year round?
No, it'll flower in around June, July. Quite small bunches of clusters. Each of these berries was a flower head.
Oh, I see.
And it flowers around sort of midsummery type time with white flowers followed by the berries. And you prune them in between May and July. But what you want to do when you're pruning, I mean, if this wasn't pruned, you'd be way out here.
So this woman must have put this in then.
Oh yes, it's
put in
a huge
amount
to screen the wall behind, and it's also a security measure because anyone climbing over the wall is going to get spiked.
Because it is seriously, I mean, the spikes in this are serious business, aren't they? I mean, they're huge spikes.
But when
they'd hurt like.
Oh, they're very, very.
So I'm not
spiky.
sure this would be a good idea with children around the place.
Well, they learn very quickly not to go near it, should we say. But it's better probably as a hedge or against a wall, because in a shrubbery, if you're trying to weed or anything, to keep backing into it, one of these is not much fun.
Not much fun. But now, if you're pruning it, would you not be losing these guys?
When you're pruning, you want to be careful not to cut off the flowers. So you prune.
So it's a bit of a tricky job.
You prune back sort of new growths.
So you can't get your hedge trimmer.
Well, you can. It makes a nice hedge. So you trim it there again with your hedge trimmers between May and July. Right. And you see ones that are really trained on a wall. You've seen them trained sort of in lines with beautiful berries on them.
Yeah, but if you get a hedge trimmer with that, you'll chop off all the berries.
Well, you would now, yes. You chop off
even
the
last May.
But they're going to flower back into the hedge where your hedge trimmer isn't going to get at them. You're not going to be taking all the flowers.
You're not going to be able to get them all.
And the other trick is, if you want to propagate them, you can take cuttings in the summer, but what you can also do is sow the seed.
They better show that to our camera, Rosie. We call the camera Rosie.
There's the berries, and inside, once I've squished it, there's little black seeds.
Oh yeah, can you see that? That is amazing. And then what you do, put these in a tray?
Yeah, sow those in a tray and put them outside. Well, they say in a cold frame, but put it outside somewhere where it's not going to get too wet.
In the winter now?
In the winter, yeah. You do it now in October.
So we put them into our little seedling trays, and you'd leave them outside.
Yeah.
And then what?
When they've grown into decent sized plants, you'd pop them up into small pots and then pop them all onto bigger pots.
That
and
brilliant?
Then you
What an easy way of doing it.
It would be a lengthy but cheap way of having a Pyracantha hedge or something.
Very cheap.
And it's quite fun to do. It's fun to do with children, just to observe these things and learn, how to grow things from.
Wow! And would one of those now give you like a proper shoot where you get eventually?
I don't know what percentage would actually germinate, but it would.
Oh right, not all of them will.
So not necessarily.
Right.
All of them will, but
it's really
prickly.
It does. It gives you like this, like those there now. I don't know whether you can see them on camera. Like that.
Well, they're nearly an inch long. They're
I mean that's the size of the prick thing. So I mean it isn't.
It's not to be.
No, it's not. You need to put it in an area now that's away from things.
Beautiful.
But it's a great border. It's a great thing. And you know what's nice? Isn't it nice mixing colours?
Mixing the two colours is fun.
Oh, it is. Yeah. So no maintenance with this.
Well, I mean, you would. This one will need to be trimmed back and need to be topped to keep it in tight to the wall. If you leave it as a freestanding shrub, it'll be 10 feet high. Well, it's more than that here. It'll be 10 feet high by 6 or 8 feet.
So you could actually make a shrub out of this.
Oh yes.
And just trim it all the way around and do shapes on it. And
well, I wouldn't. It looks better if it's got a bit of natural shape to it.
Right. Okay.
But
and is it slow growing or is it fast growing?
It's relatively quick growing once it gets going.
So if somebody then has bought a new house and they want to cover an ugly old back wall at the back, their boundary wall or whatever.
Because it will grow in a certain amount of shade.
So you could put it in a shady area. Oh yeah.
You won't get as much flower and things. you see it's grown about that much this year?
Yeah, which
You
is
can
a
see the
lot.
new growth
I mean,
there.
so somebody, it'd be a great
fact,
coverage.
In fact, it's
And they
grown
get
probably
flower
that much,
from May,
15 inches.
and then you get the berries. So when will these berries go?
Well, the birds will eat them over the winter, and then they'll be gone by the...
So again, it's encouraging wildlife into your garden.
Yeah.
That's nice,
Mm-hmm.
isn't it? That's really nice that you can do that with that.
Yeah, it's a great plant, yeah.
So the birds will eat all these berries here.
Well, they'll eventually rot, or birds will eat some and the rest will rot.
And then
off,
they'll just come into flower
and
next
then
May
it'll come
again.
into flower
But
again
it's
next year.
evergreen.
It's evergreen, yeah.
Great coverage, so it doesn't lose its leaves.
Doesn't lose its leaves.
So if you've got that ugly wall and you want something that's going to cover it, that's ideal.
That is ideal, yeah. And ideal if you put wires on it as well and train it,
To
tie
keep
it in,
yeah,
so as you don't let it get
so
too
it needs
strong.
a little bit of
Yeah,
controlling.
unless you've got huge space and can allow it just to do its own thing.
Yeah, it's ideal now for a new house. I think that putting that in around the wall at the back or something.
Yes, I mean, and the security aspect as well. But if you have a small garden, I would learn how to train it and tie it in.
So you get it flat
So you
against
get it
the
flat
wall,
against
so
the
it
wall,
doesn't
yeah.
take over.
It doesn't take over. You can grow
Yeah.
up things in front of it then.
All right,
And I am a disgusting mess at this stage.
Yeah, I think you better go and wash your hands, Susan. It'll be in a bucket
Yes, it'll be in a bucket.
and a
or
little
piece of it.
scrubbing
Your
brush.
apron.
Don't you dare!
The colour goes beautifully.
Oh yeah, it does. But here,